party's loud, the pressure's louder.
But your choices speak loudest.
Hello, I'm Tanvi Chigurupati.
And I'm Chloe Chan.
And we are proud to present our HOSA Emotional Well-Being Challenge Initiative, Project FreeSpirit.
Representing the secondary division of Downingtown STEM Academy in Pennsylvania HOSA, we took on an issue that directly affects our peers, alcohol use among teenagers in Chester County.
Instead of focusing on abstinence or fear-based messaging, we created a harm reduction approach. We understand that teens are going to encounter alcohol. Our goal wasn't to ignore that reality, but to give them the tools to stay safe, make better choices, and understand the mental health factors that often underlie substance use.
That's where the name FreeSpirit comes from. We want teens to live with freedom, but with awareness, resilience, and responsibility. Throughout this project, we work to create open conversations, launch interactive challenges, and connect students with supportive systems. Before we begin, please take a moment to fill out our pre-presentation survey for research purposes.
So, as future health professionals, it's important that we don't just learn from textbooks, we learn by engaging with real issues. This project gave us that opportunity. We explored alcohol misuse not just as a medical issue, but as a public health challenge that affects entire communities. And through that, we gained experience in prevention, early intervention, and health education.
As someone aspiring for a career in neurosurgery, I found this especially meaningful. Understanding how alcohol impacts the developing brain helps me think more critically about long-term neurological health. And since many injuries we see in surgery are preventable, like those from impaired driving, this work reinforces the value of early education and awareness.
I'm aiming to work in medical management, where communication and public outreach are essential. This project challenged us to turn complex health information into materials people can actually use and understand. That's a vital skill in building more informed, healthier communities.
So overall, this experience helped us grow as future professionals by connecting what we learned from this project with the impact we want to make in this world.
Today, we'll take you through the heart of our mission, how we planned and executed each step, and the impact we made in our school and across Chester County.
We chose to focus on alcohol use because it's a persistent issue among teens, even right here in Chester County. It's easy to assume that in academically focused or suburban areas, alcohol isn't a major concern. But data and personal stories tell a completely different story. Early intervention is critical. Research shows that the earlier someone begins drinking, the higher their risk for long-term addiction, health issues, and impaired brain development. We believe in addressing the problem before it escalates.
But we didn't want to just repeat the usual message, don't drink. That message alone often gets tuned out. Instead, our project focuses on offering realistic, compassionate solutions, tools teens can actually use. Whether someone is drinking, thinking about it, or simply feeling the pressure to, they deserve resources that meet them where they are. This issue matters to us because it's not just a statistic. It's something we see and feel in our schools and communities every day. Pennsylvania teens face serious risks, from DUI accidents to constant peer pressure to drink to the long-term danger of developing substance abuse disorders. And in Chester County specifically, the environment adds more layers to the problem. With a strong suburban and rural party culture, teens often find themselves in unsupervised settings with easy access to alcohol. Add in limited transportation options, and impaired driving becomes a terrifyingly real danger.
And then there's the academic pressure. At competitive schools like ours, stress and anxiety are part of daily life. Sadly, many students turn to alcohol as a way to cope, not always realizing how harmful or risky that really is. That's why this project is personal. These are our classmates, our friends, and our community, and they deserve better support.
When it comes to alcohol use, harm reduction is about giving teens practical tools to stay safe. Instead of pretending exposure won't happen, we focused on what someone can do before, during, and after a situation involving alcohol.
First, plan how you'll get home. Whether it's arranging a designated driver, calling an Uber, or asking a parent or older sibling, this step can save lives. No one should ever get behind the wheel under the influence or get in a car with someone who is. Second, just in case you are put in this situation, prevent damage by eating a solid meal beforehand. Food, especially meals rich with protein, complex carbs, and healthy fats, helps slow alcohol absorption. It won't prevent impairment, but it gives the body more time to process it safely. Third, charge your phone. Staying connected can mean getting help when it matters the most. Whether you need to call a ride, text a friend, or reach out for support, a working phone is a small detail that makes a big difference. Fourth, tell someone your plans. Letting a trusted friend or adult know where you are adds a layer of accountability and safety. These aren't just tips. They're life-saving strategies. By empowering teens with real choices, we reduce harm and increase safety.
One of our goals was to show that fun and connection doesn't have to involve alcohol. Here are some alternatives that let teens stay safe without missing out. First, bring or ask for a non-alcoholic drink. Whether it's a mocktail or a soda, holding a drink helps you blend in and avoid pressure. Plus, you'll know exactly what's in it. Second, stick with supportive friends. Surround yourself with people who respect your choices. Create a signal code for help or exits if you ever feel uncomfortable. And if you can, group up with other sober people. There's strength in numbers. Third, keep it fun. Take the aux cord and become the DJ. Start dancing or playing games like charades or Uno. When the focus is on laughter and connection, the pressure to drink fades away. And finally, host a sober night. Invite friends over, blast music, and make it a space where everyone feels included. A night of good vibes doesn't need alcohol to be memorable. These strategies empower teens to make confident, healthy choices without sacrificing fun or friendships.
To understand why these strategies matter, let's look at the numbers. When we met with the local police department earlier in the project, they shared data that stopped us in our tracks. They emphasized that teen alcohol use isn't just a health issue. It's also something they see regularly in community incidents, accidents, and emergencies. These conversations helped guide our research and pointed us in national studies that confirmed what we were seeing locally. In 2023, a study by the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism found that 12.6 million teens aged between 12 and 20 had consumed alcohol in their lifetime. That's 6.1 million males and 6.5 million females. This isn't just a small issue, it's a widespread reality. That's exactly why education and harm reduction are so essential, and it gets more serious.
The same 2023 NIAAA study found that 3.3 million teens ages 12 to 20 binge drink within a single month. Binge drinking means consuming enough alcohol to raise your blood alcohol concentration, or BAC, to 0.08%. For most teens, that's just 5 or more drinks in an hour. At that level, decision-making, coordination, and memory are all impaired, and the risk of accidents, blackouts, and alcohol poisoning skyrockets. The study also highlighted 663,000 teens ages 12 to 20 who admitted to heavy alcohol use. That means 5 or more drinks on any day or 15 or more per week.
This level of consumption significantly increases the risk of long-term health problems like liver damage, addiction, and cognitive impairments. It also greatly raises the likelihood of engaging in dangerous behaviors, such as impaired driving or risky social interactions. These statistics make it clear that alcohol use among teens is not just a casual issue. It's a serious problem that can have lasting consequences.
But when we started Project FreeSpirit, one thing became clear very quickly. We can't talk about preventing alcohol use without talking about mental health. So many teens aren't drinking because they're reckless, they're drinking because they're stressed, anxious, or trying to escape something. Alcohol becomes a way to cope, but it's a short-term fix for a deeper problem.
So instead of just focusing on avoiding alcohol, we focused on why students are turning to it in the first place. That's where mental health came in, and that's also where our weekly themes were born. We wanted to give students small, consistent tools throughout the week to stay grounded, connected, and supported, online and in real life.
We used our social media platforms to launch 6 themed days that repeat every week. Each one tackles mental health and alcohol harm reduction from a different angle, giving students something they can actually engage with. Let's break them down.
Mondays are all about setting the tone for the week. We use this day to encourage students to set small, intentional goals, whether it's checking in with themselves, getting more rest, or doing something just for the peace of mind. We also share fundraisers and campaigns like GoFundMe links to show that community care can be a form of mental health support too.
Next is Tuesday. This day focuses on emotional release. We offer tips like 3 ways to cope without alcohol and advice on how to check in on a friend. It's about reminding people that talking things out, whether through journaling or conversation, can be a healthier outlet than turning to substances.
Mocktail Wednesday is a fun way to shift the culture. We post alcohol-free drink recipes that are creative, safe, and teen-friendly. It's also showing that you can still enjoy the vibe without needing alcohol, and that choosing differently doesn't mean missing out.
On Thursdays, we focus on preparation. We share a fact about alcohol and pair it with resources or helplines. It's about helping students think ahead to the weekend and what their boundaries are, who they can turn to, and how to stay grounded in social settings.
Next is Friday. This is our myth-busting day. We take common beliefs about alcohol, like it helps you relax, and challenge them with real facts. By clearing up misinformation, we're helping people make more informed, healthier choices.
Sunday is about reflection. We share real stories from people who've chosen to stay alcohol-free, whether for mental health, safety, or personal growth. It's a reminder that everyone's journey is valid, and healing and honesty deserve space in the conversation.
Through these weekly themes, we built a rhythm, something students can count on. And even if someone's not ready to open up yet, just seeing the post help normalize healthy coping strategies and emotional honesty. We believe mental health is one of the most protective factors when it comes to alcohol misuse. When students have better tools to manage stress, express emotions, and connect meaningfully, they're less likely to engage and rely on alcohol to fill those gaps.
And as a part of our commitment to make substance-free spaces more accessible and inviting, we are also working on launching a long-term, student-run mocktail business called Spirited. Spirited isn't just about drinks. It's about redefining what fun, connection, and freedom can look like without alcohol. Our mission is to create alcohol-free options that don't feel like a compromise. Whether it's a school event, a fundraiser, a festival, or a teen night, we want people, especially those in recovery or just choosing differently, to feel like they belong.
Our canned mocktails look and taste just like the real thing. You can show up to a party with a drink in hand that blends in, no questions asked. But what sets Spirited apart is what's inside. We use ingredients like milk thistle and zinc, natural supports for liver health and detox, because we know healing isn't just emotional, it's physical too. These aren't just non-alcoholic drinks, they're drinks that work with your body, not against it. Spirited is here to shift the culture, one can at a time, towards celebration without sacrifice, wellness without judgment, and presence without pressure, because everyone deserves to feel included, supported, and spirited.
To help bring this vision to life, we have a GoFundMe where 50% of proceeds go towards building and sustaining the business Spirited, while the other 50% is donated to nonprofit organizations focused on alcohol education, recovery, and harm reduction. We're currently in the process of registering Spirited as an LLC, working on branding and planning to launch the business in early 2026, so please consider donating to the GoFundMe here. This is more than just a side project. It's a growing social venture built by and for teens who want to change the culture around alcohol. If you are interested in learning more about our project, the work we're doing, and the mission that drives us, we invite you to visit our website. There, you'll find detailed information about our goals, ongoing initiatives, and how you can get involved or support our efforts.
That's why we didn't just create a campaign, we created a community. One post, one drink recipe, one conversation at a time. Because reducing harm isn't just about being perfect. It's about making better choices, more often together.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate your time,
and we'd love your feedback.
Please scan the QR code and complete our quick post-presentation survey.
Thank you so much for listening and taking the time to learn about this important issue. We hope the strategies and insights shared today help you make informed, safe choices and not only spread throughout these 5 schools we presented at, but encourage others throughout your life to do the same.
The noise fades, the choices remain. Now it's up to you to make the loudest impact.